so sure who told me this story about Coltrane and Miles. It was either Jimmy Garrison told me this in Seattle, or Paul Horn, who is a real close friend of Miles. But and most everyone has heard this story, but I'll say it anyways. It was in the studio, and Coltrane was somewhat apologizing for playing so many notes and taking such a long solo, and Miles was very gracious about giving John Coltrane enough room to express himself. And he was listening, and Coltrane just kept saying, you know, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do. When I think there's an end to the phrase, I hear more, and it just, I can't seem to resolve things. And Miles just looked at him and says, just take the horn out of your mouth.
After Copenhagen, I was married in Denmark, and we moved to Seattle, where I tried to hook up with different musicians. One of the people that was very instrumental for me was a tenor saxophone player by the name of Joe Brazil, who befriended me and hired me when I came to town. And he had a job playing at the Penthouse, which was the main jazz club in Seattle, Washington in the 60s, right at the foot of Cherry Street, First Avenue. And it was run by a man named Charlie Puzo. And all the great people would come through there, so I had a chance to play opposite all these people and sometimes set in with the visiting masters. And I played in a group with Joe Brazil on tenor saxophone, Mike Mandel on piano, George Griffin on drums, myself on bass. Sometimes Jerry Heldman would play bass too, so it'd be two basses, but it was always a very, very creative situation. My one regret playing music is that for the week that Coltrane was in town the first time, Jimmy Garrison, the bassist, and I hung out a lot together, and I had a lot of questions, and we had a good rapport with each other. And I remember coming off our first set, because we would open the show on the Saturday matinee, and I came off the bandstand sweating, and because I've been playing with a lot of energy, and Jimmy said, David, stay up here and we'll play two basses with the group, with Elvin and McCoy Tyner. I says, oh man, it says, okay, why don't you guys play one tune and then I'll come on up. And Coltrane and Jimmy said, great. What happened was Coltrane just played one long set, lasted about an hour and a half, and so I lost my chance to play with John Coltrane. That's my one regret, playing music. But I'll tell you, such an interesting thing when you watched Coltrane and McCoy, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones. At that time, Coltrane was standing either over by the drums by Elvin or by McCoy, so they're almost like in a semicircle. And as I was listening to the music, of course you heard Coltrane and McCoy and you saw them play, but after about 20 seconds or so, they became less and the music became more. And it was the first time that I really realized that there's more to it than just playing the instrument. There's more to it than just being a star or a great player. There's a kind of thing where you lose yourself in the music becomes more and you become less, and the music has the focus. The music has the focus. It's all about the music, whatever it takes to make the music happen. Unfortunately, there's too many egos attached to all of us, and that's part of the struggle, getting rid of that ego so we can allow the music to rise to the surface. And it was great seeing Coltrane and capturing that moment in my mind, and I thought about it for years.